crowd was behind us and backed us. Our guys have been waiting for this for a long, long time. Andrew Andrews, this is the first time he's played in a situation like this at home, and I feel like we let him down a little bit. It's tough. I don't think we have to look very far, though, than the offensive rebound column. Namely, Ryan Anderson. He gets 8 offensive rebounds, and you look at Huskies, I believe, had 3, and those might have been in the first half. He just took the game over on the backboard, and I think that was the difference in the game. I thought our guys competed. I thought our guys guarded. I thought our guys played together on defense and worked hard. But here we are without the victory. So give Arizona a lot of credit for going on the road and in a hostile environment and finding a way to get it done.
What is the, I guess, the coaching point on the offensive rebounding? Because it's been a problem most of the season too, keeping other teams off the offensive glass.
Tonight was a little different. It was one guy, and he had his way with us. And when we were in Tucson, he was very forceful then too. But you look at the stat, he had 8, like I said, Tarzuski 3, and they had 8 rebounds, 8 offensive rebounds with 11 minutes to go in the game. They had 8 offensive rebounds at halftime, if I remember correctly, because we told our team during that timeout that we were doing a great job boxing out and keeping them off the board up until that point. So you do the math and you see what damage Ryan Anderson did down the stretch in the last 11 minutes in that game. And there's the difference.
The things that make it so difficult are what? Is it, I mean...
He's a 5th-year senior. He is very strong. He's a good basketball player. And he has a nose for the ball, and he just went in there and got physical. Got it done.
Is it just a matter of being physical, or does you guys' defensive style do that you guys are jumping and trying to block shots all the time, not leave guys open?
Yeah, but that happens too at times. But over in the big picture, yes, that happens. Sometimes we jump when we shouldn't. Sometimes we leave the guy there. Sometimes with switches, we'll switch, and you're so accustomed to guarding one guy, now you guard another, and the shot goes up, you get to check him. Stuff that we constantly are talking about. But tonight it was more just a player being determined that he was going to go get the basketball.
What was your message to the team in the locker room?
We never fault our guys when we compete like we did tonight. If you compete, it's going to work out our way more than not. So this wasn't a situation where we went in and blasted our team. Proud of the way our team competed, but we just have to find a way to box out. So when there's a guy like that that's that active on the boards, we have to find a way to go get the basketball.
Is that hard?
And secondly is we have the toughest road trip, in my opinion, that we've had this year coming up in Utah and Colorado. And we're going to have to turn around and get right back, and we're going to have to play good basketball on the road.
How much harder is trying to box out a team like that when Noah can't stay on the floor with the foul trouble?
That left a big hole, a huge hole. Noah not only is physical, but he scored 17 points in the first game. So we were without his physicality. Malik Don played more minutes than he has all year, 33 minutes, and he's just not used to playing that way. And by the time down the stretch, he was really tired, really tired. No fault to him, just hadn't been playing that many minutes. If we'd had Noah's services, we could have rotated a little more and kept fresh guys in. And I think that may have had something to do with Ryan Anderson doing what he did also.
So if I would have told you,
just us being tired at the end.
If I would have told you that you would have forced 20 turnovers, you would have had 13 steals, 10 blocks, you hold them to under 40% shooting, what would you have thought?
I would have said, how many rebounds did they know? I would have thought we'd have been in good shape. Yeah. And we should have been, but it's all part of the game. Good teams, if you shed something off, the really good ones find another way to beat you. And that's what they did. They found another way to beat us. And that was on the back end.
Can you talk a little bit about Marquise? He's the youngest guy on your team. He still has some immature moments out there, but he had some pretty mature moments out there tonight too.
I thought Marquise played a really good game. I thought hard. He's a workhorse on the board, made some shots, hit some big shots for us. But I'd also have to say the same for Matisse Thybulle. I thought Matisse Thybulle had a monster game, 6 steals, and was just a pest on the defensive end.
You mentioned that you felt like you let the crowd down a little bit. Everyone came out. I feel like people were saying the same thing. You guys lost to Utah as well. There's a lot of hype going into a game. You couldn't quite have that "we've arrived" moment. Is that significant to you to kind of say there's the build up and we deliver as well?
When you're climbing back up the mountain, as we are, there comes that defining moment where you're over the hump and now you got to sustain it. And I don't feel like we've got there yet. I think we're climbing hard, though. I think we're really climbing hard and gaining momentum and feel like the top is within sight. But we didn't quite get over the hump again tonight. But this is a great group, and we're gonna come back and fight.
Lorenzo, the football season ends tomorrow, so you're going to have about a month, 6 weeks of kind of college basketball have the main stage. Do you look at this maybe as a time frame, a time window to kind of?
In about 6 days, it's gonna be about the Mariners. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, do you look at this?
Set me up for that.
Yeah, as kind of a time frame to maybe expose this team a little bit, expose the players around here?
You know, the next, starting with today, this game was nationally televised. I think our next 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 are going to be nationally televised. I think it's a great time, you know, as people are looking to see who's going to be in the tournament. The selection committee is looking to see who's going to be in the tournament. All of that stuff. It's a great time for us to go out and play good basketball. But if it wasn't about all of that and people watching us potentially, it's a great time because this is the stretch run. Right now, this is it. These last 7 games we have, we talk all about a game in December and say this is going to be a big game. Yeah, that's true. That's true. How big a game was Santa Barbara since we lost it? It was a huge game. You know, how big a game was Texas? It was the first one, and that was a big win for us. But now, every game is so monumental that you're playing. Every game has a lot at stake.
Marquis said that he'd been progressing this year, but he didn't mature. In fact, he said he needs to keep his mouth shut. True?
He needs to not get distracted. Marquis would just tell you he reacts quickly sometimes and gets distracted instead of staying on the task at hand. But doggone, that's what makes him so competitive too. So he just has to find a balance. That's all. But the fact that he said that to you shows that he's aware of it, and you can't get better at anything until you recognize that you recognize that there's something going on. So he's aware of it, and I'm telling you, he's making progress that way. He really is making a lot of progress.
Coach, national televised game, atmosphere was electric. Nate Robinson's there. You know, the national broadcasters are raving about what's going on here. You know, a couple of years ago recruiting, you had a tough time getting guys in here, and now it seems like it's a cool place to be again. You know, can you feel that, you know, when you're recruiting? Because if you're going to watch this stuff on TV, that's got to be great.
No, I think in terms of recruiting, I think kids watch us and they like the way we play, they like our style. And then when you have an atmosphere like we had tonight, it appears like maybe it's a fun place to play. I don't just mean in this gym, I mean in terms of the program. So we still have to get over that hump though. Got to get over that hump, get to the next level.
Just one more. Just on a game like this, looking down and see Matt Attaway and Sam Timmons. Is this a game where you could really use those 2 guys?
I'm sure with the physicality, Matt Attaway, we couldn't use him obviously because he's a transfer. Sam Timmons, you know, we agreed. Sam Timmons would not be here, I don't think, if we wanted him to play. He would have stayed home and played. But we thought it'd be good for him to come here and just get acclimated, see this, go on the road trips and see how we do things and learn that. But if we would have said,